1945, and I believe this was before 1947. It was in 46, I think.
45. It was August 16th, 1945.
16 August 45. He said his father was returning to his home base at Holloman Air Force Base at Alamogordo, and he passed over a ravine that passed under the then existing highway, north-south highway, and he saw what looked like a plane crash just less than a quarter of a mile from the road in the ravine. He finished his approach to the base, went in and reported observing a plane crash on the ground, asked if they had anything missing. They didn't have anything missing. So he took a car and went back to the site himself and found the crash all right, but it was not a plane crash. It was a disc on the ground with some small human-like beings moving around it, a couple of dead ones in it, as I remember it. And while he was looking at it, the crash recovery crew from the base arrived to pick up the airplane, whatever it was out there. And they sent him out of the scene and effected the recovery. He told us that there were a couple of Indian boys that had observed the crash earlier also and were sitting on their ponies over the hilltop there watching the military team attempt their first recovery, and the boys had gone down to close to the site and picked up scraps of metal, and they saw the military recovering all they could that was easily available, and threw it in trucks. And when they quit work at the end of the day and went back to Roswell, the Indian boys went down and got some bigger pieces and dragged them aside and put them in a cleft in the rocks there, threw dirt on them and hid them. And they think they're still there today. That's what I found interesting about the whole thing. We may be able to find some residue still to examine scientifically.
But you were saying he drove back there?
He said he got a car and went back.
Really?
Yeah. And when he got back there, he saw a couple of live ones that were still alive and one or more dead ones. And when Brophy Sr. was at the scene when the military crash recovery people came looking for it also after his report at operation. They found him there and ordered him away.
Bill Brophy Jr. said his dad, Bill Brophy Sr., was there when they came back to the base with a live alien that they took into a hangar.
That's what he said. And he said that his father had even seen the live alien walking between some of the recovery people.
Wendelle, what can you tell me about Operation Overcast that became Operation Paperclip?
Well, when we discovered that the Germans were far advanced in many technologies, our head of state, I think it was General Marshall, decided to bring their key engineers, scientists and engineers over here to complete the projects they were working on in Germany. And they drew up a project called Paperclip. They knew that many of these engineers and officers were Nazi party members, and some of them were using slave labor in the slave camps. The guy that built our missiles, our moon rocks, what was his name?
Von Braun.
Von Braun. Von Braun was working in the Harz Mountains east of Peenemünde, building V-1 and V-2 missiles with slave labor, and he was also guiding the projects that were building the German atomic bombs. They built 2 bombs in the mountains east of Peenemünde using Jewish slave labor. And we captured those bombs intact and brought them back here, including the engineers. Project Paperclip was a program designed to allow the United States military to accept or to employ German scientists, former German scientists. They were given amnesty, a change of identification, new jobs, new identifications, and put to work for the United States government on contract. And Werner von Braun, for example, was a paperclip scientist. His deputy assistant in Europe, Eric Henry Wang, was also given a new job here and a new name under the Paperclip program. I don't know what his German name was, but